Hey, what's up? So today's news is going to be extremely full and packed full of all sorts of stuff because as you all in the comments let me know, there's major announcement that came out last night. I think it was last night. I don't know. It said 18 hours ago when I read it today. So yeah, within the last day. So obviously you're hearing it here last. I'm sure other avenues have alerted you to this news, but we'll get into that and then we'll look at regular news that came out today. So tons and tons of stuff to talk about. But first of all, my news is that I got a notification from YouTube, which is funny because they'll notify me on the stuff that they want to notify me about. But then seeing y'all's comments, it's like, I have to dig through the videos just to, to see if there's any comments there. Because it seems like they just notify me about like the first 3 comments or something. It's just really weird. But anyhow, I got a notification from YouTube that I reached 100 subscribers, which was super cool to see. I'm really not comfortable with self-promotion. Self-deprecation is more my flavor. So it's cool to see that, 100 of you have found your way here kind of on your own. So that's fun. And anybody who shared my channel or whatever to get that word out, that's great. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Pretty much when I started this channel, it was with the idea that nobody in my real life played FFBE. So yeah, that's right. I mean, blame my siblings for this channel. I'm the second oldest of 5, so if you can blame them for anything, it warms my heart. So I kind of determined that like I would rather talk to myself about FFBE than to talk to nobody about it, which I don't know. Maybe that sounds sad. It really isn't. It was just a fun thing to do. Step out of my comfort zone and do something fun. It was fun to make things too. It was fun to make videos. So anyway, now I'm happy to see that I'm not just talking to myself. So that's fun. Actually, the best part is the comments for me and hearing what y'all think and sharing ideas and anyway, so that was cool to see. So fun times. Thanks for everyone hanging out. And yeah, cheers to more funny stories. And so yeah, here's one. I opened my garage today to go out, and then like one of those little skink lizards. I think one of you identified my favorite lizard as like of the skink variety. But this was like a baby version. Well, not that baby. He was like maybe 4 inches long. Comes running at me, and I yelped. I yelped, and I couldn't believe the sound that came out of my voice, because I'm not a noise maker, but I yelped because I was wearing like a maxi skirt, which for those of you who don't know is like a long skirt that like goes all the way to the ground, and so worst thing that you could wear when something's like running straight at you, because all you can think about is either it's going to just go straight up your leg or it's going to get in the skirt somehow, or I don't know. So it was scary, and so that's my story. All right, back to the news, which is maybe what you're here for. All right, so before we read this news, I wanted to go over kind of just like those 3 main panels that were shown in the producer. Is it Hiroki? I did not commit his name to memory, but these are the 3 panels kind of that he threw up on the screen, and then he didn't throw them up, like he didn't barf them up, but he put them up, and then kind of discussed like what they meant. So starting off with the first one, and I'm just gonna throw these up there and then talk about them a little bit, and then we'll get to the regular news. All right, so looking at the first panel that we have up here from that video, we are looking at the changes to the 5-star select summon ticket system. This is going to be introduced on Thursday, along with the release of Outer King Reign. So first off the bat, you can now use your select summon tickets to exchange for a character's prism, and this will be the new units going forward that you can get in there. You can get their prism only. You cannot UOC them. So important to note that as these new units roll out, there won't be that Summon Fest thing where they're limited time only, but that you can't just go flat out and grab them. Not going to happen. But you can get their Prism on the same day that they're released. So if you get lucky and pull one of those fools like on a ticket, or maybe you do a couple steps, you don't go the whole lap or whatever, and you just get the one copy, boom, you go to the shop, you get their Prism, and you get it for 8 tickets, not 10. So right there, you got your 7-star. So that's pretty cool. I never had a hard time. I mean, I guess I just have an abundance of patience. I never had a hard time waiting the 2 weeks. But for those of you that did, then this completely negates that that wait time. So cool thing there. You can get their Prism right away. Older units, 10 tickets a piece. They're not going to be down to 8. They're going to be 10 tickets a piece for those old guys. So all in all, I thought this was a pretty cool thing to see. Yeah, they're taking away Summon Fest, but not completely, in the sense that the new units going forward that would have been in Summon Fest are not flat EOCable. All right, so moving on, next panel. This is changes to the summon system. Again, all takes effect on Thursday when Aldar King Reign comes out. First off, summon rate of all 5-stars is increasing to 5%. Used to be 3%, jumped to 5%. So that's great. That's cool. Can't complain on that. And this is for all your summons. This is featured summons, rare summons, step-up summons, EX summons. Fantastic. Now, featured 5-stars, they're just going to bump up to 1.5%, which isn't a huge increase, but whatever, we'll take it. And something there, like, about how if there's 2 5-star units, then basically they'll add up to the sum of 1.5%. So that's kind of now, most importantly is this third item here. Older units will be removed from the summon pool. It's great. It'll be easier for you to obtain one of these fabulous units that they are showing there. Now, this obviously, begs a lot of questions, specifically, like, what is the cutoff? Is it going to be determined by date, or is this going to be based on how, who's determined to be great and who's not? But I think, since it, it seems to be featuring new units, I'm sure there's probably a date cutoff here. Now, the other question is, will this summon pool be periodically updated? Will it get rinsed, let's say a year from now? Will they then cut it off again and drain the swamp once more? I don't know. So there's some questions here, just curious questions, not like, I'm suspicious or anything, but just like questions. And how exactly, what is going to define that summon pool? Is it going to be continuously or periodically drained based on release dates and etc. moving, in the future? So that's really all I had to say on that. But to recognize that this drain summon pool is not going to apply to EX pools. So EX pools is still going to have everybody. All right, the last panel they showed that Hiroki talked about, I really hope that's his name, was that there will be this option periodically to, I guess they're calling it features and campaigns, but you can now take your 5-star select summon tickets and exchange them for Lapis while they're running a campaign. So it'll be like anything else, like a certain period of time where you have half energy. So it'll be a certain period of time where you can exchange your select summon tickets for Lapis. This is great. This is like really the first time that we are given basically an opportunity for on-demand Lapis. We have not had any other way to get Lapis in this game except for buying it, obtaining it through story, or missions here and there, but this is on-demand Lapis. This is taking our resources and flat exchanging it for Lapis. So that's really cool. this is something where, you know, up to 5 times each campaign period, I'm assuming. I mean, for the first campaign period, which is going to give 2,000 per ticket, they did specify that you can do it up to 5 times. So only for a total of 10,000 lapis. Only. That's great. I've got a ton of these tickets. We get 2 of these tickets per month. So, you know, and in a month, that could be that, you know, first month, those 2 tickets could get you 4,000 lapis if they're running a campaign at that time. So that's super cool. And then, you know, each subsequent campaign will then give 1,500 lapis per ticket. And again, I don't know if it'll be capped during the campaign at 5 tickets that can be exchanged, or what, but it sounds like that's probably how they're going to do it. So second campaign, you can get up to 7,500 lapis, but that's still not too shabby. And then they just kind of announced below that, you know, you can also get up to 5,000 lapis as a login bonus. They're going to do this celebratory login. That should start. And then you know, they're going to give us some templates ones for 3 weeks, one per week. So I guess this is just celebratory, you know, upon these new changes being implemented. So basically my takeaways on all this, the biggest impacts that I see are, you know, on our UOCs. They're still very valuable, and in many ways more valuable than they were before. I know a lot of us have hoarded them, me included, and I'm glad I'm really glad I did now, because now it's like I have more options, more ways to use them. Whether it be that, you know, I'm low on lapis, I would really love to do a step up for a character who's coming out, and but I don't quite have enough. But now the campaign's running, so I can go exchange my UOCs for lapis. Like, that's great. And then tickets, on the other hand, you know, because these units aren't UOCable, these new units going forward, those tickets are great. Those tickets are really great. You have a chance to get, you know, if you don't have the lapis to spend, you have a chance to get one of those characters and then use your select summon tickets to get the prism, you know, because that's going to be your only way to get the character. It's going to be by pulling that character, either off banner, randomly, with a ticket, or with your lapis pulls. So I think, you know, 2 things. This is the first time in game, like I said, that you can get on-demand lapis. This is great for free-to-play players. This really rewards free-to-play players because they have a chance to grab a bunch of it if they're willing to exchange their USDs for it. Next, this is actually really favorable. The idea that you can't UOC the character, this gives kind of like, it puts those who are spending on the game, spending money, I mean, or who are giving, you know, pulling with their lapis, with their resources, kind of this like special, it kind of puts them in a special club because you can't UOC the character. So if you're willing to spend your lapis, or, you know, if you're a whale and you're spending your money to get that lapis, this is like something that says like, hey, we see you, we appreciate you spending your resources, and you can get that character that way. And, you know, not everyone can. So it's kind of, you know, there's something for the free-to-play people, and there's something for the spenders, or, you know, the hoarders, and then spending those resources. So I kind of, you know, I can see how it gives kind of something for everyone, and not everyone's gonna like everything. So as if this wasn't enough stuff, like, you know, on our plates to discuss and ruminate on and get excited about, we now have the regular news. So let's go take a look at that. All right, don't forget, running through daybreak tried to show its face at me, and I locked it out. So I'm gonna try not to forget to read that. It gets me every time. All right. Updates to select and summon. Okay, so this is actually what we just discussed. So this will break it down for you. Summon pools will be permanently refined. Selected older units will be removed. Okay, yeah, we talked about this. We're gonna have all these different things. So this is kind of what we just went over. In which case, I guess you really didn't have to hear me break it down for you. Could have just read your own news. Alright, maintenance. It's going to be on Wednesday. You can't access the game during maintenance. You're welcome. Alright, unit intro quest. Aldor King Rain. I'm sorry, I couldn't block it out. I should have blocked it out. I don't know. I think at this point, you know, I can't help you. It hurts me because I was not able to reach any point in the story in which this was, like, absolutely imminent. And so I kind of was like, okay, all right, I better just hoard the story for a little bit longer. I'm up to 31,950. You can read that number. Lapis. So when my Treasure Hunter luck does come out, even if it's soon, I'm set for that full lap. So that's, you know, I'm comfortable. I don't want to hoard. I don't want to. I don't want to get too much ahead of myself in the story, because then if something else happens and I need to grind that for Lapis, then, you know, I want to have that opportunity. But wasn't even close to Aldor King Rain, so I just kind of backed off. And I don't want to read all about that. I'm sorry for leaving it on the screen that long. I wasn't even looking at it. Aldor King Rain, he's got a CG limit burst move, which everyone always likes a CG unit, right? He looks cool. There he is, up close. There's that penetrating gaze. Okay. You get these things, try them out, see what you think. Maybe it'll persuade you to pull. Maybe it won't. Featured summon. That's a really big footprint, right? Is that going to be another one of those giant footprint sprites? Because it kind of drives me nuts when you can't see your units behind them. I guess you just have to make sure you put him in a position in your party where he's not blocking anybody. I guess maybe top right or whatever. Anyway, then you got these ones, Diesel, and Maisie. They're going to be like our kooky weirdo units in this story event, which I don't know. The background of it kind of looks like they're at one of those labor camps. So, Aldor King Rain. Wouldn't you do away with those labor camps? What are you doing? Concentration camps? What were they? They're labor camps, right? Alright. He's gonna be here Thursday. You can do a step up. It's an expensive one. Oh, full 25k. You get some... Whoa, you get what? On step 2, you get 10 max level king cactars? Dude, I might just do that step just for those cactars. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. I'm saving my lapis. But I really, really need king level cactars. I don't know about you, but yeah, we confuse them because we have the raids going on. But it takes a lot of time to do that, and not only that, but like it takes a lot of those king metal cactars to make the max level, and it takes a lot of max levels to go from a level 100 character to 120. So I don't know why I'm telling this. You all know this. Anyway, that's really enticing though. I like that. I hope that's a permanent change, that they keep those on step 2s, because that's way more, like, I would rather have that than honestly rather than have that than that 10% 5-star ticket. Because I always get blues with it anyway. So give me the cactars, please. I'd rather have it than the 10% Moogle, to be honest. Any of them. I want those 10 king level max whatever. Moving on. Refined pool. Oh, okay. This is just the 5k pool. It's refined pool. Just remember, like they told us about. Draining the swamp, and for 9+1+1, you get at least a rainbow. Rate up should be there for him, right? It's now like a 1.5%. And you get a guaranteed yellow. Alright, so here he is. Avert your eyes if he's a spoiler. I was really worried about the names of his like abilities, that they were going to give everything away in the story. Hopefully there's no mention of like people dying or unrequited love or anything. Anyway, his STMR is the True Crimson Saber, which enables his King's Ambition, Elder King's Ambition. Boost equipment attack when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. So, I wonder by how much? We'll find out. Probably by a lot because it's an STMR, right? His TMR is Armor Piece, King Reign's Armor, attack plus 28, cool, defense plus 45, alright, and enables his Majesty, which is HP by 10 and boost LB damage. Ooh, I wonder if it'll be like 50% LB damage, I don't know. I do have Squall's STMR, which, it's not an armor piece, so I don't even know what's relevant, but it does boost LB damage. I guess, that's the connection. So, but yeah, one more option if you're trying to boost LB damage. That's a pretty good DMR. Alright, so those are his moves. So far, looking at them with one eye, the names are not spoilery, so you can read through those if you want. Diesel is gonna be what? Our 4-star? Yes. His TMR is the Fierce Greatsword User. It's materia. Okay. Boost attack by 50% when equipped with a large sword. Large sword is the same as great sword, right? I really don't like that they kind of float back and forth with the names there. So it's like you have dagger, which is a little one. You have sword, right? Just regular sword. And then this is like large swords. That's great sword, right? Yeah. Well, it says Fierce Greatsword User. I'm sorry. I should read before I speak. So anyway, those are the same, right? Great sword, large sword. Okay. He's got abilities too. Those are them. Maisie is a 3-star. She's a new ally. Her TMR is Magian Brooch. Magian Brooch. Anyway, magic plus 20. Don't even read the defense and spirit stats because it's kind of like, well, why? But enable Earth Mage's knowledge. Boost Earth magic damage dealt by caster. So I guess you could like throw that on somebody who's got Quake, or like on your. I don't know who you'd throw that on. Maybe somebody, right? And you want to do a lot of Earth damage, Earth magic damage. Whenever we get strange things like this that are so, like, niche, I wonder if they're, like, in the design room designing a boss that's weak to Earth. And so, you know, we just wait a couple months and we might see him. Anyway, she's gonna do some Earth damage for you if you want her to. If you want your 3-star to do that, she can do it. Alright, I skipped it. Wait, no. Where are we? What did I skip? Did I skip something? I don't even know. Okay, back to the bottom. Alright, so ability awakening update for these guys. We've got Macmedi, Ravis. Oh, yes, Ignis. Sweet. Most people are just going to care about Ignis and Hyo because, you know, we don't have any 4-star quests yet. But, you read through these. It's not my job. He's got a lot of increases. Don't see anything about any frame changes. So, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't know that his chaining families will change at all. What else might I say about this? Let's see. Looks like something says something about triple class, right? Boost enabled duration of enabled ability, triple blade to 3 turns. To 3 turns. Okay. And okay, look, and then he with flame blade can add. Oh, he the fire resistance that he's doing on the enemy boosted to 80%. That's pretty cool. And he's adding fire element to his own physical attack. And it looks like voltage blade is the same way, except for you're adding lightning and imperiling lightning by 80%. So that's cool. These will be nice. If you're a Hyo fan. And he's got these latent abilities as well. Boost damage of certain abilities when Elder King Reign is in party. Oh, and not KO'd. So now they're like best buds. I don't know. This kind of freaks me out. It's kind of like a weird feeling. I don't want to see them together. And then deal partial and mitigated damage to one enemy chosen until it'll be gauged by 1,000 per caster. Alright, this is the one I'm more interested in, Ignis. I don't even have a 7-star Ignis, I just have a single Ignis, but I love Ignis. Royal Banquet Knape. Alright. Alright, huge boost to 180%. Or buffs, I should say. Enables double enhancement for 1 turn. Reduces the cooldown time. Whoa, now the buffs go up to 2% if you awaken it twice. Wow, boosters in effect to 4. Nice. Double enhancement. Enable duration of enabled ability. Boost enabled duration of enabled ability. So much enabling. To 2 turns. Okay, but it's gonna be more expensive on your MP. Enhancement. It's just called enhancement. These are really like they must have ran out of time when they were making these up. I mean, the first one started off strong. Then we just have enhancement, cooking. Actually, those were probably the original names. Sorry. All of those dishes that are just gonna make you hungry if I read them out loud, or if I read them, I'm just gonna get hungry, so I'm not going to. And then you can read through all those things. I can't read all those names of those. That was the hardest thing when I was playing Final Fantasy 15, is I always wanted to eat all of those dishes. It's the same thing. It's the same effect that I have when I see somebody like sharing a beer at a video game, where it's just like, oh man, I want to share that beer. All right. Living vicariously through my video game eating and drinking. Okay, overboost. Awaken +1. Boost LB gauge increase. Okay. Anyway, you guys can read this one. I'm reading them for the first time, so I had to slow down a bit. Maybe I'll just cut this part out. Alright, hey, guess what? Steel Castle's back. Yep, you can do that. Get your stuff. New items. I have a couple new items, actually. I just got Nyx's daggers. That's right. I actually didn't realize that, like, this whole time I thought, like, oh wow, I've got 3 Nyxes, I'm so close. Apparently I had fused one in, so it was like he was already at 50% on his STMR, so I had the 4th. I've just been sitting on him. So anyway, it came to my attention, and so I went ahead and got that STMR, like, you know, any normal person would. Alright. Final Fantasy VI, Floating Condiment. Condiment? Floating Vat of Mayo. Okay, Floating Continent Ultimate Weapon Battle will become available. Ultimate Weapon. Oh. Yep. He's a tough cookie. Here's some info for you. He's skilled in Fire, Wind, Earth, and Dark. So increase your elemental resistance. You can inflict status elements, so bring Folka. And when its hit points fall below a certain point, it will boost its own status, so prepare countermeasures, such as a spell or finger snap, people. Okay. Alright, you can get the Assassin's Dagger. Maybe you want to inflict poison or paralysis. Use green magic, because you're strange, and get the Air Force Raid Killing times 1,000, or 10,000, sweet. Rare summon tickets times 2, yes, as we talked about. Tickets are a valuable commodity. Party of 5 or less, and that Moogle is all yours. Bring these guys if you want to. You don't need to. If you want to stay in character with Final Fantasy VI, do it. Alright, where's that one? Running Through Daybreak. This is the one that we missed. Story event is here. Look at him. I don't want to look at too long because it's spoilery. But that's not even a pretty crown. This actually kind of gives him like little demon ears. I don't like it one bit. Bonus stages have appeared. You know how this works. You go along the story event. You get crysts. You get items. You get rare summon tickets. You get Lapis, which we all want Lapis. You get limited equipment like the Split Edge. A great sword, large sword, if that's correct, which you can dual wield with. Wow, if you're really strong, you've got super buff biceps and forearms to wield those things. You can do that. You can get a 5-star select ticket. Everyone wants one of those now that they're super, super valuable. King Rain's Cloak. an accessory with attack plus 30, not too shabby, and you fill your LB gauge every turn. Great. Try out these characters, try them out, give them a whirl. Always love the story events. I really hope this one is not too spoilery. Okay. 5-star commemorative login bonus. Okay, this is what they were talking about with like the 5,000 lapis that you're gonna get, right? So log in every day to get all this lapis. Up to 5,000, they said, so should be pretty good. Should be great, but it's gonna take us 20 days. 20 days to get it. And this is that 10+1 that they promised us over 3 weeks. I don't usually get too lucky with these, so they're kind of whatever for me, but I think that it's great. Obviously, yeah, better than nothing, right? I'll take it. And then this is what they're talking about. Okay, so this is starting where if you have 5 tickets, you can exchange them for 10,000 lapis starting Thursday. So if you're someone who is planning to pull for King Rain and you want to do this, it's right there. 10,000 lapis on demand, to give you at least 2 steps. I think that's cool. I think it's cool. All right, so that was so much news, so much of me talking about things. All right, so much to digest. We went through a lot. I'm sure you're sick of my dumb voice. The last question I really do have though is what's up with the fun size candy bars? Because as you know, I have a lot of Halloween candy left over, and I just tend to overbuy it. But I swear, like those fun size Snicker bars, it's like they're like the micro machine version. They're so small and like smushed, like just short and not very long, and you just don't get the same like satisfying mouth feel of peanuts and nougat and chocolate that I remember. But you know what? I mean, I know we all remember things with our rose-colored glasses on, right? Better than they used to be. But I swear, those fun size, they have shrunk. So if anybody can help me with that, hey, I appreciate you. My sister's visiting me on Friday, so that's super exciting. I'm excited about that. So that's the news of my life, the questions in my head, and I hope your head is full of less questions, but questioning is good, and also just as much good news. So, all right, cheers.